point at people, and I can send a message to people's heads. So keep an eye on in-game chat. And also, there's something called Dice Chat. Just look at the format. You can basically roll 20-sided dice and all this kind of stuff, and you can add modifiers on there. You see? Just, you can just mimic. I think that's it. Lexi, do you have anything that you wanted to add?
No.
The plot?
Oh. Yeah. What do I gotta do it? You should do it, God.
God, I might have to go. I got somebody here.
Oh.
Somebody?
Okay then.
Well, I guess that makes that easy.
I'll have it ready for next time though.
Alright.
But I do have like somebody here that probably isn't supposed to be here.
What?
Oh,
Bye?
interesting.
See you later.
That was weird. Okay.
Yeah. Call the police.
Alright. So we have you, Chris?
What?
Oh, what?
So do you want to just... how do you want to do this, Quentin? Do you want me to just like tell him what to do and then he's just in our party?
Don't worry about it. I'll handle this.
Oh.
So you guys are actually in the quarters of Duressfall. You're in his you're in his chambers in the after hours, which means that, business is over. He's a little more relaxed. He's smiling with his perfect white teeth as topless women are serving him alcoholic drinks. The entertainment is plenty. The drinks are all around, and there is just the most unsavory people of the night partying here without anything to rein them in. You've come to tell Duressfall about your progress of gathering information and getting inside the Liberators. He's welcomed you happily with a smile, and he admitted that he wasn't expecting to see you that same night, and he's impressed with your progress. You go ahead and approach him, and we'll go from there.
Hello, Dries.
Ah, Wilhelmina, good to see you so soon. I trust you've brought me good news.
Well, does infiltration into the Liberators count?
Well, any information from either side of this conflict is information that's relative to the topic, is it not?
I think we warrant an explanation or a direction. What should be our goal when we're in regards to the Liberators?
Well, bear in mind, the ultimate goal here is to figure out who the possum government is, and what their purpose is, what their agenda is.
Can you repeat that again?
Your goal is to figure out who is operating in the shadows of government, and for what purposes. Hold on, I have a visitor.
Oh my god. His brother. Nah, probably his brother.
This is the most ambiguous goal I've ever heard in my life. Find somebody in government who's doing something shady. Yeah, thank you.
Very cool.
Literally could be anybody.
Literally, Fury's like, it's everybody.
I mean, that's not wrong.
Alright. Oh, did I lock the door? I don't think I did.
Who was it?
Oh. That's the locked door.
Okay. Yeah, your mission is to figure out who is working behind the shadows of the government, what their agenda is, and why, and the Liberators may be a good method of acquiring information.
Well, I mean, What in the shadows of what? To be more clear, you're asking who's operating in the shadows of the government, and I'm like, the government. What am I gonna look for? Somebody cheating on their wife? Somebody trying to overthrow the government? Like, what? Can you elaborate more on this?
Jirai says someone in a very powerful position seated in the Alleglade district is sending.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Alart. Is sent.
I survived.
They're they're making contact with the Verdant with interest in buying copious amounts of very expensive, hard to come by illicit materials. And they're also looking for hits, assassinations, and such. It's all very suspicious when it comes, and it could potentially be something that's destabilizing to the political climate if there's something bigger at hand here. I have no problem making money and offering these services, but I just find it that there's potential for this to come back and bite me in the ass. I've already told you that we suspect that it is someone highly seated in the Justice Department, whether that be in the Guard, the High Richter, or the Lawmaster herself. So, if you find any information regarding them, that would be most useful, as they are the prime suspects here.
What kind of materials are considered illegal here?
Well, they were looking for very specific tomes that are usually held within museums and deep within the recesses of halls of magic that no one in the public has access to. We've found access to it. We've been able to make that transaction. However, that was a very dangerous thing that we sold. They also have looked for assassinations on various targets. We can't really put together the importance of who these people were. They seem to be random, but well, it's not my job to know why.
So, we're hunting down who could have sold these other magical illegal items. And we suspected somebody within the Justice Department.
We'll purchase these items, and we do think that it's someone in the Justice Department. Simply from my informants having us, leading us toward them for the fact that there's been tampering with the law that seems to be covering some kind of trail up. Just a hunch.
Okay. Sherry, Luna, do you have any questions? Sherry.
Hold on, I'm thinking.
Luna.
I do not at the moment, but I will keep his words in mind as we continue our investigations.
Sounds exciting.
Very well. Let me see here. I haven't seen Hildegard's thing. What are you? What's your class? You're a rogue. Okay. Derize finally sees that you guys have kind of heard what you're interested in hearing, and that the topic is now open to a change in subject, and Derize kind of motions over to Arya, his co-leader, and says, "Go ahead and bring in the help." Arya walks off, and pulls aside Hildegard Gilner. So, Hildegard, you were told to wait by the bar, and Arya, who is a very intimidating woman, comes up to you and says that you've been summoned. Is Hildegard present? Grass.
What? Sorry.
You're being summoned to the throne.
Why am I being summoned to the throne?
Arya says, it's time for you to meet your new team.
Why do I need a team?
She forcefully grabs you and drags you off the bar.
So both drunk.
She tosses Hildegard toward you and says, we've recruited someone with skills that may prove useful to the nature of your mission. We understand that Wilhelmina is a good talker, but the skills of a rogue may come in handy when it comes to infiltrating premises you should not be on. We hope that hiring this extra help for you will be of use.
Well, thank you for all the assistance you provide. I'm sure we'll be able to. What is their description?
Hildegard's?
Yeah.
Well, that's Chris.
Oh, what? Who?
What do you look like? Fuck.
Oh shit.
Do you
Let me,
even come
let me
up
bring
with
up my character sheet.
I
I'm
finished
sorry.
I finished Fury's design, just not her colors. Here, let me get
Regardless, I think we are ready to move on from here.
Alright. You're free to head out whenever you wish, or you can stay and enjoy the entertainment. Up to you.
Wilhelmina looks devilishly at the crew and says, "Well, is anybody looking to enjoy entertainment here?"
Yes.
no. If I may, I would like to be escorted out.
Well, I have to go along with the wishes of the majority, Luna.
Let's get this done.
That was horribly ambiguous. Was that meant stay here, or you were?
Let's get this done, stares at stripper.
Oh.
Slaps ass. Alright, so you guys, you file out.
There's much beer to be drunk.
The brick wall that you had entered in from is automatically opened for you by the person attending and lets you out. No words spoken.
Does anybody wait? Out of game. Do we know where the Justice Department is?
It's in the Alleglade district.
Oh, we're not allowed there, are we?
Well, it's the district of nobles and of government officials and such. Royalty. So you would have to find a way in, either convince them that you are of such class or sneak in.
Okay.
I think the best way to enter into the district is to use our new comrade to lead us through the sewers.
would I know anything about the sewers? What are you accusing me of?
Well, I'm definitely not accusing you of being a turd, but I want to see if we can enter in the district without revealing our faces. Is that a task you're suited to?
Who do you think I am?
Out of game, inside this district that we're trying to get into, would that district also have temples that have travelers from other temples come and go?
Yeah, the clergy is something considered honorable, and they are permitted into the Alleyglade.
Okay. That was it.
Unless anybody else has any other ideas.
Look, for a crate of rum, I'll take it anywhere.
For what?
For coin and rum?
For a crate of rum, I'll take it anywhere.
For a crate of rum.
We're out of luck here, sir. We do not carry around this crate of rum.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem.
And, Wilhelmina, you suggested following this newcomer into the sewers, correct?
It's a suggestion.
And that is just to conceal ourselves from any prying guys. Correct?
That's the idea. Seeing how we negotiated our way into the Navigator, or to the Liberators, I think it might be best for us not to show our faces so quickly.
Damn it, I forgot that Fury took off her fucking helmet. Never mind. Alright then. I follow where you go.
Well,
But
is this the path we want to take?
I would probably suggest looking into other matters to see how else we could go in. I doubt entering the sewers is our only path.
What other routes?
We could gather more information on how others enter this new district we are going to.
It would probably be less smelly, I'll give you that much.
Alright.
Perhaps scope out these entrances for this district that is closed off to hire people.
Okay. We go to the entrances of one of the entrances of the district.
So the Alleyglade district, is actually limited to 2 entrances. 2 ways in, 2 ways out. One of which being from the upper class Ardent district up north into the center where the Alleyglade district is, or the southern military district to the south. But there is no way in from the middle class district or the urchin district. It's just complete wall.
Are there only 4 districts or 5 districts in the city?
Yes.
Okay.
So from the north, from the wealthy merchants, or from the south, from the military. Military security is kind of high, but the guard presence in the north is also keen.
And they're merchants, correct? In the north?
Yeah, kind of like new money, but not royalty, live up in the north. The old money's in the center.
We go north, we can just strike a deal.
I mean, are you talking to the party? Is that in character?
Yes.
Oh,
We could take you up on that crate of rum idea and use it as subterfuge for infiltration. That is an idea. think we should go to the market district and see if we can acquire subterfuge. What do y'all think?
Wash a little coin. Get anywhere.
If this location doesn't perceive well, we should probably check into what would you say was over there, Quentin? You said like police, because the military was on the other side, and then what was with the merchants?
The guard. It's like the police.
Okay, okay, yeah. If this idea of rum does not come into our favor, I presume we should ask the guards.
Before or after?
After.
Ah, in case.
In case. This is a plan B, so to say.
Well, hopefully we don't need it.
What was this
Fury
plan?
kind. Go on.
No, never mind.
Fury in her head asks for guidance from her god, and she says, she asks, "Is there any light or what's the word I'm trying to look for? Is there any light or signs you would like to give me to help my journey down here? Could you please?"
A little ray of light just kind of shoots out of the night sky, invisible to everyone else in the party, and it seems to just like pin straight to Joseph's head, or not Joseph, fucking Wilhelmina's head.
She makes that noise within her head, and she nods, and she looks back at Wilhelmina, and she says, "After you."
As always, I lead the path. We go to that merchant district.
Okay, so you head.
Class one.
So you head. You're in the east, so you have to head north. The guard presence in the urchin district isn't so heavy. They just kind of let the poor people do whatever they want there, and they just seal them in, essentially at the border, from what you know. You reach the northern district, in which there's kind of like a gate separating the district where the guards seem to have a presence there, making sure that the districts are separate.
Are we able to go into the merchant district without any problem, or is there like, because you said they're separating them, is there like
Well, they'll give you a good. Well, how Hildegard, how are you dressed?
Normally?
what are you? Hildegard's a rogue, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like a normal rogue then?
So you guys look like mercenaries.
What are you talking about?
Well, actually, you have a paladin with you, which is helpful.
Yeah, I was about to be like.
Are the rest of y'all dressed as like mercenary, like armor and such?
No, I'm in common clothes.
Hold on, let me check my equipment.
You're in common clothes?
Yeah.
So I hear you don't like having AC.
Yeah, I have
Yeah, I was
12.
about to be like, what?
I have a 12 AC.
I'm in leathers.
Leathers. Okay. Well, the scales aren't tipped against you too hard, but they're not really for you either, aside from the fact that you have a paladin with you. Okay. Do you approach the gate?
Fury turns to Wilhelmina and says, "Allow me to take us past this checkpoint. I will see what I can do."
By all means.
Fury walks up to the gate, and how many guards are there? Is it just one? Like,
There's
well, not one, but you know.
There's just 2 guards.
Okay, 2 guards, and we're going into the next like merchant district, correct?
Yeah, you're going to the district of the bourgeois.
Okay. I go up to the guards and I give them a normal like acolyte kind of like gesture. and I say to them, I am looking for wares that are not that I am not able to get within these lower merchants. I want some high quality armor and items as potions for my journeys across the lands.
Okay. Well, you can go ahead and roll your deception,
Deception.
and also bear in mind that it's like midnight.
You're right, it is midnight. Fuck. How late are the shops open?
Till like 9.
Till
We're in
like
the
9.
Urchin District, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Where's the dice chat?
Do I remember to bring a lockpick on me?
In the merchant district, are there inns as well?
Yeah, there's some very nice places to stay.
And I also add, other than that, I am looking for a place to rest on my journey.
Okay. Did you okay, do your roll.
No, I'm about to do it. Where is that? Please, baby.
31. It's a natural 20.
That was a nat 20.
But you didn't even have to
Baby.
you didn't even have to say anything. You approached and they saw you were a person of the holy faith, and they just stepped aside. No suspicion whatsoever. If they and they trust that if these guys are with you, no problem.
Good. Once we pass them in a very small and faint voice, Fury looks back at the party and says, please do not ruin my reputation as a faithful paladin to the church.
Not to worry about such a thing. Do you not trust us?
The only one I trust here is this one, and she points to Wilhelmina.
I point back and I say, remember, you said nothing limits you. I will keep you to your word.
Fury looks back up in her behind her helmet, and tells her god, "Now this is a challenge you have sent me on." She looks at Wilhelmina and she says, "I and my word stays true. Continue." And she gestures toward like the road for her to take the lead.
All right.
We move
So you've entered the Ardent District, and it's almost like night and day. As soon as you cross the wall, you can just see all the properties are residential, and the land for each property is at least an acre each. And the lawns are all very well manicured. The hedges are trimmed in artistic manners, and every house seems to have at least like 4 or 5 bedrooms in them. Everything's very orderly, very pristine, very nice, and there's it feels like there's a guard on every block or two, just making sure that there's order and nothing to disturb the peace.
For clarification, we are not in the same district that we were in when we infiltrated the law or the Liberators, right?
No, that's the Western Middle Class District.
Okay. I think it would be best for us to wait at an inn.
I agree.
Okay.
The valuables in these houses. Wouldn't it be nice to liberate a few things?
Fury turns to Hildegard and says, "We just were granted access, and I would like to not get kicked out the moment we have entered. Perhaps you do not want to ruin our mission that we are on for what's his name?
Dries.
Yeah, I'm sure
Now
they can pull some
proceed with
strings.
now proceed with us, or when you are caught, you are taken alone.
Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting.
And then I want to do a intimidation roll to Hildegard.
Okay, go ahead. Hildegard, you'll need to do a wisdom save.
Okay. Let me check my stats.
That nat 20 fucked me.
Natural one. Natural one.
Wisdom.
Saving
Yeah.
throw. Wisdom saving throw. Not wisdom. It's just saving throw wisdom.
It's gonna need a D20, right?
Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
need the d20 and then the
Modifier.
Plus-
modifier that's above on top of your at the very top where it says strength, dexterity, constitution, blah blah blah.
+1, I think.
If he gets a 12, I'm gonna shit myself. Oh,
Rip. I suppose she is intimidated.
Well, I mean, it's a
No, because it's a natural one.
what is a nat 1? No!
Yeah. You're both pretty like. So. How do you fumble this up, Arden or Fury?
She probably my voice probably doesn't come out clear enough behind my helmet, and it's kind of just like muffled garbage, maybe.
Comedy.
Like I didn't lift up my helmet to make it come out clear.
Yeah, I want to say
By my tongue.
Hildegard couldn't even really hear what you said.
Okay.
So, yeah, effectively nothing here happened.
Lovely things delivered.
You spoke really quietly. Hildegard wasn't really paying attention. It just kind of, All right.
He just kind of continues towards me.
So you just wander around. Guards don't seem to have any beef with you. You find a cozy looking like bed and breakfast inn.
What?
I approach.
All right, it's called the Dovetail Inn. You walk in. There's like a little white picket fence that you can like swing open and walk into the little terrace and go up the stairs into the inn.
So cute.
There's a person just kind of like chilling at the front desk, but they're just passing the night. It's been quiet.
We would like a room.
You open the door. Ding 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 ding. The little bell. It's a young woman. She sits up and she goes, "Oh, one room."
Yes, one room.
Very well. She fishes out a little key and places it on the desk, and she says, "That'll be 8 gold for the night."
I hand over the 8 gold.
I'm sure there could be a better price to be had.
I just hand over the 8 gold.
I am sure there could be a better price to be had.
How do you stop Fury from offering this gold that she will gladly take?
I just move her hand aside.
I let it happen since God has chosen this as my champion.
Okay, make your roll, persuade. $16. Take 1 gold off of it.
I pay the 7 gold then.
Okay. The key is all yours.
Thank you.
She says,
Just fit in that one room.
"There's room on your left." Because there's only 4 rooms here.
I go to the room.
Okay, you walk in, and it's very, like, country home, cozy. and it's just one big bed. It's like a California king.
It's just not a big bed.
Well, I don't know about you ladies, but I will take this moment to sleep. I sleep.
Okay. Do the rest of you?
Can I actually hold on? Let me look real quick. I have to read crap real quick because this is all like. This is the first time I've been in Paladin.
It's midnight, right?
Yeah. Or at least that's what Quentin said.
Yeah, it's like 12:30 at night.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm good. Never mind. Fury will take position close to the door, and she stands there and she does her prayers and meditation.
Okay. Everybody falls asleep. The night passes. The morning awakens, and you can just hear birds chirping outside.
Oh, Fury in her head is just very content with this quiet morning until hell breaks loose within the day.
Do we have to pay for our daily like our daily living standards?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
So you can hear horse shoes clopping on the road, carriage wheels ricketing just away. But it's not too hustle bustle. The population here is a lot sparser than the other districts. It's a quiet neighborhood.
Is everyone awake or are they like? And by everyone, I mean I'm talking to the party. Are you guys like awake or you guys still
yeah.
kinda, like in bed?
I'm awake.
Okay. Is there? You know what?
I was gonna say.
No, I don't want this to be hard on you, Quentin. Never mind.
Let me see. Hildegard. I think you should go and scout for us some sort of merchant who's willing to part with a cart, a beast to carry it, boxes and goods that they're willing to part with cheaply. Can you find this for us?
I think I can do my best.
Luna, you should go with.
Okay.
And I'll wait here.
And what shall I be doing?
Do you want to go with him? I'm just gonna wait.
Right?
No, I would like to do some inquiries here on the coast in the inn.
I am just going to be scouting the terrain of the area.
Okay.
Yes, Quentin, it's time to split the party. Go.
Well, is scouting going to be like an active thing, or is this like a passive thing while Chris and everybody does their own thing?
I feel like if he's gonna actually scout and try to find things, I feel like there should be like roles involved, maybe.
I was also going to try to steal a few things while we were out.
Okay. So we're going to focus here on Hildegard and Luna. You guys are free to go about your goal here.
Go on, guys.
We're going.
You do.
Oh, well, first things first. We make our way to the merchants area, the marketplace.
Okay, so you want to go to the middle class district on the west?
If that's where the marketplace is, yes.
Okay. So you leave the residential northern area and head over to the very densely populated Duressfall district, where you enter the market and it is shoulder to shoulder, bustling with people. People are having to get out of the way of the roads for the carriages to get through, and also it's chaos.
Sounds like perfect opportunity to pickpocket.
It's like that scene from Mulan. What?
Thank you, very cool.
My favorite Imperial play. Come on.
So yeah, the world is yours.
I think I'm gonna take advantage of all the chaos to line my purse a little bit more. I pickpocket a few things.
Okay, roll for pickpocket.
Wait, before you roll, can I ask your alignment, Chris?
Chaotic neutral.
Okay.
Do you know how to roll, Chris?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm rolling for sleight of hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Are you fucking joking?
Did he get a nat 1? What happened? I'm not in the dice.
Oh my god. That's insane. Okay, anyway. So you just see a man walking by with like a monocle and like a tailed suit jacket on, and he's walking, and he's doing his thing, kind of strutting. And you just walk up, and not even at this point you don't even have to like sleight of hand it. You just have to hand it. You dig your hand into his pocket and like right up into his cooch. And he goes, his taint, right into that crotch, and he looks at you with surprise, and he says, and he kind of like winks at you, and he's like, oh no, naughty girl, and you just like shovel a fistful of money out of his pocket, and he doesn't even notice.
What a guy. Wow.
He walks away, and he's like,
See you later, big boy.
Hold on, I need to clip that.
yeah, he keeps on going. He just figured you were being saucy. You just pickpocketed like 25 gold out of this guy.
That's pretty good.
25 gold, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. You want to do something this time, Luna?
No.
No.
I'm not gonna pickpocket you.
Are you sure? It's kind of fun. Do we see any merchants that fit the bill, or do we see any immediately apparent merchants that
Well,
the bill of what we're looking for?
there's people traveling who have like these carts with goods on them, and some of them are families who are doing their shopping, and others are merchants who are delivering goods and moving them around.
again? A, like a wagon train.
Yeah, you're looking for a wagon with goods on it that someone's willing to part ways with.
Is there any merchants that have like more than one?
Wagon?
Yes.
Oh.
Alternatively, we could just steal.
Yeah, I think that'd be the best. I don't think there'd be any merchants willing to part
Just
with their
don't
wagon.
tell Fury.
No fury.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Well, I guess we start looking for a horse-drawn wagon to steal.
Yep.
Oh
Are
my
there
gosh.
any ones that appear to be less? Okay, no. Refuge and audacity. We just fucking take it.
I mean, you're the road here.
Yeah, we just.
You could steal it from right
I
in front of our
convinced
noses.
or I tried to convince Luna that we should just take refuge in audacity. If we're gonna steal it, we just walk up like we own the thing and take it.
Okay.
Okay. So you're gonna roll persuade?
Is it persuasion or?
So Luna, you're gonna have to do a wisdom saving throw.
Or would it be more deception?
Oh,
Well, no, you're not lying to her. You're trying to convince her to do a crime.
oh, okay. I guess not.
I mean, do I need to convince her if she's already convinced?
Yeah,
No.
I'm like, let's do this.
You don't have to. No, she doesn't need to be convinced. Go for it.
Okay, cool. So we go to one of the more secluded like areas, I suppose, towards the back of the marketplace, and we find one that's a little bit secluded but still kind of out in the open.
Okay. You're the professional here.
But we're gonna go with the refuge and audacity type approach, and we're just gonna take it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you have a look around. It's difficult to find something that is sparsely populated in this dense market. But
Look for an empty wagon.
there's some empty wagons parked outside the bars and taverns. There's some people who have gotten off their wagon and are making a transaction, and their thing is parked on the side of the road. Take your pick.
Just said one.
No, there's some parked outside, unattended, like tied up to posts, and then there's some that are just parked on the side of the road.
Let's take the one that's parked outside.
Yeah.
Bear in mind that the most of these people are not too far from their wagons that are parked on the side of the road. They're just off to quickly make a transaction, which is maybe 10 feet away.
We decided on the nearest one.
Okay.
Take a dagger, cut the rope, and start taking it. But
Yep.
I real cool like.
And I help them as well.
Okay, roll for stealth.
Do we both have to roll for stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Stealth-
one of
stealth
you,
is
either
deception.
either
It's not
one.
really being stealthy.
No, it's you're trying to hide in plain sight. Like you're just trying to look casual, play it cool, act like you own the thing, and this is kind of a stealth roll to blend with people around you.
Okay.
You're not necessarily hiding, you're just blending. Roll to blend.
Oh my god.
Alright. Wow, okay. You both pull this off without a hitch. The guy who owns the thing and is negotiating prices at the armor shop right across the sidewalk from you has no idea that you guys have just climbed aboard his thing, cut the rope, and just whipped the reins and walked off. Clap, 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 clap.
Are there any
I think it's probably best that we don't stick around for very long.
I was gonna say, are there any like discernible features on the wagon that he can identify and say like it's his wagon?
Most wagons are in the middle class district they're not fancy. They're all very manufactured stock. One red wagon looks no different from the other.
Okay, but there's not like his name or like a name on the side or.
Not necessarily. Maybe some like low key finishings.
If we leave immediately.
Okay, we're going.
Okay. Yeah.
I love it when Quentin has to do animal noises.
We take our ill-gotten gains and head back to the inn.
All right. So now you have to get back into the northern district. You don't have your paladin with you.
Wait, what? I mean, you don't have the paladin or the supposed leader.
I reject that supposed.
What?
So there's traffic going in and out of the northern district. There's a lot of people leaving it since it's the morning and they're heading off to do their business around town. And there's some people entering, not too many. The guards are just kind of making snap judgments. Most people who are dressed in fine silks and clothing are allowed to pass through. And they usually have well-adorned, custom wagons.
Oh shit.
And they seem to be mostly passenger wagons and some merchant wagons, but mostly just travel purpose wagons. You have a standard middle-class looking cart full of purchased goods that someone was shopping with.
Okay, so.
Wait, what was the person on the cart?
Oh, do you want to stop off and look? There's
No,
bags.
let's get to the inn first.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you approach the guards?
Yes, let's approach the guards.
Okay. One of the guards kind of like notices you coming by, and his very lazy, comforted face kind of like scowls a little bit.
No, actually, no. Let's not approach the guards and let's just walk in.
Wait, we're gonna leave the wagon out there? What?
No. We're gonna take the wagon. We're just gonna walk in.
Pass the guards.
Exactly. We're not gonna talk to guards. We're just gonna walk in. Just act real cool.
Okay.
Act like he belongs here and you got it.
So, okay. Roll general charisma.
Charisma.
Just see if you can big dick energy your way through this.
Both of us?
The driver.
Oh, okay, it's just.
11.
Probably not good enough.
One of the guards, before you can even like get close to walking through, he raises his hand and steps in the middle of the road. Halt! Do you stop? Do you stop? Oh my god.
Chris, please.
God, the paladin's not here.
Just stop the wagon.
Well, the horse is kind of like scared of the person who stepped in front of him, and the horse kind of like resists your orders. Roll for animal handling to see if you can, if you want to force this horse through the man, you can roll for animal handling. Otherwise, you're going to stop here.
I guess we stop then.
Okay. The horse just kind of stops and like fights you and you stop. And the guard says, "What's your business?"
You fucking. I'm on very important business. How dare you? Get in my way. You know who I am. You know where I'm from.
Roll intimidation.
Where I was from, you'd be fucking dead.
Where I was from? Wait a minute, hold on. I don't know if this helps you. Roll for intimidation.
You better have some good intimidation.
You're wearing fucking like leathers.
How dare you, Gizmo? I have very important business to attend to, and you bothering me with this pedestrian nonsense is just far too plebeian to be regarded on my most valuable time.
Is this 11 your roll? Oh, wait, this is your roll. Okay, here you go.
Oh my
Oh my god.
The guard is like taken aback that you're like yelling at him. He's like, he says, "Men, search this wagon."
Search the wagon.
Yeah.
You're
So
wasting my time.
they say, "Sir, you're gonna have to get off this vehicle. We're gonna search your wagon."
Can I roll to persuade or something?
You can try, but it's gonna be a disadvantage.
Oh, fuck. Never mind.
You're gonna have to defuse the situation.
God damn it.
All right. So they've stopped you, and the guards are now kind of crowding around you to make sure that you're not going to get violent. They're telling you to get off the wagon.
I comply.
Okay.
How dare you? How dare you?
They they pull.
Game.
Can I just like try to tell him like I pat his shoulder? I'm like, calm down. We'll get through this. It's okay. Animal handling.
Wait, what are you attempting to do?
Just to calm him down.
I'm not actually angry.
You're animal handling the rogue?
Well, no, it's more like a performance.
What? Oh, you're acting like you're okay. You're acting like you're mad, and she's acting like she's comforting you, even though she knows you're not mad. Okay, this is all collusion. Okay.
16 chests.
So they rummage through the back, and they're like throwing out like food and groceries and shit.
They're throwing it out.
Yeah. They're just tossing it on the road. Some like scented candles, some clothes, a dress.
Can I pick it up?
No, the guards have you detained.
What? They just said get out. They didn't like detain us.
No,
We're
you've
not
been
like
detained.
threats.
You've been detained.
This is news to me.
They got to make sure you don't run if they find something illicit. Go ahead and roll for luck.
Oh no.
One of you.
Luck?
Yeah, one of you roll for luck.
I'll roll. It's not a plus anything, right?
No, nothing. No plus.
Luck is just.
Okay.
Can both of them roll for luck?
So they rummage around. They don't find anything, and they say, "All right. Haven't found any contraband. Go ahead and gather your things and go on back where you came from."
Okay.
Go on back. We need to go forward.
He just doesn't pay you any money. He walks back to his post.
So we can't get in?
They've denied you access, but they're not blocking the road.
Charge!
Wait, can we put everything back into the wagon?
Do you?
Yeah, I want to do that. Just put everything back.
Okay, yeah. First we put all the crap back into the wagon.
Okay.
Okay, so you whip the reins and the horses take off through the gate, and the guard's like, wait, we told you.
Out of curiosity, how loud is this, and do I hear this?
No, you're deeper within the northern district. You can't hear this.
Go.
The guards suddenly, you can hear behind you whistling, like whistles being blown.
Gotta go!
Go.
We
Go.
have shit to do!
I wish I had a whistle in real life to blow to demonstrate this. So you guys barrel into this, what was a peaceful, pristine neighborhood, and you just see this person go clumpity clomp clomp, like barreling down the road, and like roll for animal handling.
Me or him?
Are you guys?
Got better animal handling.
Yeah.
Who's driving?
I'm
Who's driving?
I can drive.
Okay, so go ahead. Roll for animal handling.
Oh, whoopsies, I forgot to.
Because my modifier is +1, so.
I got +4.
Okay, yeah, you go. You do it.
Oh, shit.
So, in the haste of things, Luna has whipped the reins and she's panicking. She's like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" And the guards are like running out toward the road, like, "Hey, stop that wagon!" And you were like, and you hit one of the guards. And he goes, "Oh!" And he falls into the bushes behind. Oh, the road is busy with pedestrians crossing intersections, and there's wagons who are kind of like making their turns and trying to get out of the district into the district, and the road's kind of like crowded, and you have to maneuver your way around. You're weaving between traffic, and everyone's like screaming like "Oh!" and the guards' wagons begin to follow you.
Oh my god.
What do you do?
Get to the inn.
We continue on to the end.
Okay. Roll
Whatever
to.
you do, don't tell the paladin.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We're gonna
We're
need.
gonna lose him though.
We're gonna have to do go ahead and do animal handling again. We're gonna have to compete and see if the guards' animal handling skills are better than yours.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, you son of a bitch! You deleted it.
I don't know. I'll be right back. Don't worry, you'll come back.
Oh,
Don't worry.
why? That's booty.
Oh, hold on.
Fucking god.
Oh
I think
my
we
god.
messed it up.
Oh.
Oh!
So the guards are trying to pursue you, but they're not as they're even worse than you at handling these horses. Their days at the academy were a long time ago. They're not what they used to be, and they whip the reins to go after you. One of their wheels pops off and flies off onto the sidewalk, and they crash into a lamppost. Another one tries to weave between two different wagons and ends up crashing, and 3 wagons explode into pieces. People fly over the road, and that has blocked the road behind you, so they cannot pursue.
Cool. We continue.
You end up reaching the bed and breakfast in one piece.
And we've lost the guards.
You've lost the guards.
Awesome. That's all we wanted.
Okay, let's rearrange the stuff inside, okay. Do they have a positive description of the wagon? Or us, do you think?
Well, you have the advantage of your wagon looks a lot like a lot of other wagons because it's a stock model. However, you're in the northern district where there are very few stock model wagons. So, you kind of stick out.
We gotta go get them. We gotta get them out and into this wagon. And we gotta go.
Are there any wagons other wagons around?
Oh, there's plenty of wagons that are parked out front of houses.
Why, that's not sarcastic.
No, there really is.
But they don't look like ours, right?
And nobody's attending to them?
No, you're in the northern district. Security's tight here. They don't have to. They can leave their cars unlocked.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We unhitch the horse and just take one of the fancy carts and leave the old cart here. Obviously, we take as much as we can from the old cart with us because that's just free money.
So you guys hear the cloppity clop clop, and you hear the parking of a wagon from inside the inn, and you can just hear like Hildegard and Luna like yelling at each other in like in hushed voices, and they're like, "Hurry up, get the stuff in, hurry up!"
Are we in Stone Oak?
I walk out with my drink.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna have
Hurry
to
up, guys. Help us.
break her soon.
Help you with what?
No, don't Keep drinking. Keep drinking. Leave us do what we're doing. You don't want to see this.
Wait. Okay, I'm a little confused here. They went to go steal a carriage from which district?
They stole a carriage from the middle class district.
From the middle class district. Okay, and then they came back to the district that we're currently in.
Yes.
Correct. Okay.
So you don't know.
No. I was just a little confused. I was like, huh? But okay, I got you.
Well, I mean, it's okay. Anyway, what do you do?
I continue drinking my drink, watching them work.
So,
Okay.
so you guys are offloading all the boxes and bags.
Am I out? No, I'm inside the inn. Wait, what?
Am I able to see what
Where
we
is
have?
Fury anyway?
Wasn't Fury in the bedroom?
No, I was like I was gonna go ask the attendant out in the front and ask about the temples within the next district if she would know. It was a
Okay,
girl,
so
right?
she's not here.
No, I'm still in the inn, but I'm not outside of the inn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, we've got like a good few minutes to get this done. Let's.
Okay. Let's go.
We go to one of the like residential housings. We unhitch the horse, and steal the fancy cart from the house next door.
Okay, go ahead and roll for stealth.
Do we have to do both?
Whoever's stealing it.
I will.
He's doing it. I'm just getting
She.
his stuff.
Meanwhile, I'm being harassed on my Twitch chat. 5 bits from NPH Pinoy. Roll for gayness.
I got you. Give me a second.
25. Okay, you sneak into someone's yard, unhitch the gate, hook the horse up, and you quietly wheel the wagon out. You'll also note that the seat on this is much more plush.
Nice. Can I just put this stuff into the new
All right.
wagon?
Yes. Now we move to now we put all our stuff that was on the old wagon in the new one because we want to keep our crap.
What a meme.
So that probably not.
No, you're fine. So you load up all your stuff onto this cart. However, just note that this is a residential passenger car. It just has a standard trunk, no wagon or wait, you attach the wagon to it. That's fine.
Nice.
You unhitch the whole wagon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're gonna I guess in that case we're gonna put like all our stuff in the storage compartment on top of the carriage because if I'm picturing this correctly.
Yeah, because like the carriage you had taken had like it's like a truck. It has like the seat area and then it has like the flatbed on the back. Whereas this one just has like a trunk. So you'd have to kind of like,
I imagine it probably also has like a storage area on top.
Yeah, you can strap things on top.
And a carriage and a very plush carriage.
Yeah.
I go get Fury.
No, don't go get her.
So Fury, you were inquiring about a temple?
Moving our scrap yet?
Yeah, you got it all.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll get her.
No, we don't even know about that cart. No, we've never seen that in our lives.
What?
Hi.
You were inquiring about a temple?
Yes, I was inquiring to the lady out front in means of getting access into the next district so that she may visit her temple on her holy what is it? Patronage? Is that what it's called? Adventure? I don't know. Because she is
Pilgrimage?
pilgrimage. Because she is needing to. She's needing. God, what did the acolyte say? She's needing to receive healing and materials from the temples for her faith. And she was wondering if the lady up front knows of any in the next district and how she can get them. Because she's new to this area.
Well, yeah, she gives you the location to a nearby temple that would suit your needs.
In the next district?
Yeah, in the next district.
Okay. And she doesn't say like how I'd be able to get there, like.
Well, let's just say, like, you have the directions in your head now. You know where to go.
No. I mean, I mean like, the guards and stuff. Will they just let her pass because she's new to seeing the different like gates of guards letting people into each of the districts? Because this is a bigger town that she's been into. Because I'm gonna guess in the next district they have a bigger gate, correct? Like more.
To the middle class?
No, don't we need to go to the high class?
You're in the high class right now.
Oh, we're in the high class.
Yes, you're in the north.
Wait, where are we trying to go?
I was like so confused. I was like, what are you talking about?
I'm confused. Where are we going to in this district?
Central. We're going to the central of the city.
Yeah, the Allaglade is the central.
Oh, okay. I was asking about that. Yes.
Oh, you're asking for if there's a church in the Allaglade that you can be referred to?
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah, there's a church there. Yeah. There's not many, so it's easy to tell which one's which.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking her if there is one for my faith.
Yes, there is.
Okay. Now I'm asking her if they just allow me to pass since I am of the holy, or would I need?
You would have to prove that you have business there. Either by writ of the church or by some kind of crest or emblem. Not just any priest can just waltz in there.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. That's all I need
All right.
to know.
So, how long did this conversation take?
I mean, technically, she's been at this task since the.
Oh, that was her morning business.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. So you guys lift the wagon, you're ready to go.
Yeah. Wilhelmina wants to go get Fury. I keep wanting to say furry.
Stop. I'm not a furry.
Okay.
Okay, I'm following behind Wilhelmina.
I've made an out-of-game chat, like for us to should post while we're playing. So wait, what's going on? Are we all together?
Yes.
You guys, they've scored a wagon, and it's a nice wagon at that.
Oh, perfect.
Fury goes in to inspect the wagon. She looks to Hildegard and Luna, and she asks, "Where did you inquire this wagon?"
From the market.
Oh no, Siri, fuck
Roll
off.
for deception. Well, I mean, it is from the market. Wait, no, you did steal this one from the northern district. Actually, go ahead and roll deception. You stole one and then you stole another.
And this is
Wait, are you guys not curious that there's two wagons here?
Yes, that's why I'm asking. I just came out here and I'm here like, what the fuck?
I am enacting the rule of cool.
What?
Hold on.
Wisdom saving throw.
Insight is a thing.
I'm just gonna stay quiet.
Insight is meant for finding lies, FYI.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Oh, okay. Insight then.
Oh, okay.
You are convinced that they got this fair and square from the market.
Wow. I'm surprised that the market is selling such fine. What is this, a carriage?
Yeah.
Carriage.
With goods. They also went shopping, apparently.
Wow, with money, but I'm just gonna allow it happen. Fury is pleased. Without knowing the actions of how you got this wagon. Carriage.
This is why you should let me do all the shopping from now on.
Makes sense to me.
You say what money, but then as Hildegard walks around, you hear jingle jangle. Anyway.
Fury would also like to tell them that she may be able to gain access into the central if this wagon doesn't allow them to get in.
How?
The lady up front of the
Okay.
And as an acolyte of high faith and high position within the church, the temples, um, my symbol on my own chest plate gives enough word for passage to the temple.
How many people can fit in the front part of the carriage?
It's a dual row seat. So there's one seat that has the reins meant for two people, and then there's a seat behind it for two people, and then there's a trunk.
Can all members be seen on the street level?
Yeah, it's not enclosed. It's just it has a hood over the top, but the sides are exposed.
Nice. Who's the best driver amongst us?
In case of like animal handling,
There is a driving proficiency.
Where's that at?
where? I don't see that.
If you don't have it, don't worry.
Do you have it?
No.
So then just use animal handling for the horses.
So I have a +4.
I have a +10.
Get the Austin driver seat.
Man, her name really should be Furry. Jesus.
No!
Fury,
Got him.
drive a vehicle. I will ride shotgun.
I get into the driver's seat.
Again,
get in the
that's
back.
Lovely carriage. Why would you not want to sit in the? Yeah, I'm okay with sitting in the lovely plush carriage.
Yeah, me too.
I'm okay with this.
You guys can see guards like starting to like patrol the streets,
Yeah.
and they seem alert.
Now, please.
Get in it.
Roll passive perception, Fury, to see to notice if these guards should be something you should be concerned about.
Hold on, let me fucking.
Oh wait, roll passive perception. Your passive perception is 17. You are acutely aware of when things are kind of seem off. You notice like a guard. You're used to guards walking around the north. They're everywhere on the north. However, this time they seem to be looking for something, and you notice like you got a good argument. You were assured that this was all acquired legally, but is it coincidence?
She looks. Are the other two already in the carriage?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good. I immediately just hop on. I basically play poker face within my helmet because again they can't really see my face, and I start moving the wagon as calmly as I can to get into the next district.
Okay. Luna and Hildegard, go ahead and roll stealth to see if you can evade the sight of these guards who are looking for a rogue figure and a wood elf.
You mean we can't just like drop to the floor where no one's gonna notice us?
The sides are exposed. I mean, I guess there's a door.
Okay.
Would there be blinds?
But they would also might notice you drop to the floor. So,
Okay, fine. What we need to roll again?
yeah, go ahead and roll stealth.
I think we're good.
I
Yeah,
can't spell
we're good.
helmet.
I'm 33.
You guys stroll away without a hitch as guards start to like run up to the old battered wagon from before that you guys had procured prior, and they're like inspecting it.
Before in my life. How about you?
Guards are like digging around through it, trying to find evidence of stuff. But yeah, so you guys stroll away.
Fury is sweating by her armor.
So Fury, of course, with your passive perception, you also notice in the rearview mirror they're inspecting this wagon that was mysteriously parked out front of the inn.
Fury is furious. But she continues on as calm as she can stay.
Where are you headed?
Fury looks to Wilhelmina and asks for directions since again this is her first time in such a area.
Wilhelmina directs her to the central district.
All right, I'm heading toward the central district.
Okay.
Fucking right.
Um,
I asked Hildegard and Luna, what is actually in our cargo?
Nothing bad.
I need to know what this is.
Yeah, what's in our
It's
carriage?
just store bought stuff.
Yep, just normal stuff. Bit of food, bit of clothes.
If a
normal
guard
stuff.
asks what I'm holding, I want to say what I'm holding without saying stuff.
There's some
No,
food.
normal stuff.
dress,
Clothes, food.
clothing.
Don't worry about it. It's just provisions. We're adventurers.
I
This
mean,
is our
I don't
trip
really exactly know. But
Shut
it's not
up!
what. I just know that it's like store bought items like food and clothing.
It's normal provisions. It's food and clothes and all that happy horse shit.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Shut the fuck up.
Joseph, how is Wilhelmina dressed?
In leathers.
In leathers, and so the
Okay.
only suspicious looking one and out of character would be Hildegard.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna need to get some robes eventually.
wait, I was about to say, Fury kind of slows down the cart but continues toward the central district, and as she does so, she's going to take off her not bottom portion, but basically she has cloth wrapped around her waist that is very fine silk, and she hands it to Hildegard, and angrily and kind of huffingly says to her, "Please put this over yourself and hide any of your
Or you could-
questionable outfit."
Or you could just wear the dress that we have in the trunk.
There's a dress. Shit, that was in character. There's a dress.
I would like to take that.
Okay.
Put it over my leathers.
Up for grabs.
Over your leathers.
Yes.
You look quite lumpy.
Oh my god.
I find a cloak instead,
Oh my god.
but I do keep the dress.
What do you mean you find a cloak? Do you have a cloak?
No. I mean I look in the provisions and clothes and
The
find
trunk.
a cloak.
Oh, well, some shirts and some pants, some socks.
God
So okay, wait. You're telling me that there are more items in here? Please change into something more unquestionable. Once we enter, you may change back.
Where are we going to change? Out of curiosity.
Inside the carriage.
There's no sides.
Looks offended. I'm not that kind of gal.
I am though.
Do you need me to hold up my my cloth and
Make a
hide
change
your
in your-
figures? Apparently, I've been seeing throughout this entire first half of our own journey, you all don't have any problems doing anything.
What? What is that supposed to mean?
As you say, same to you.
You whore.
Okay, out of game. Reasonably, could the carriage block vision to change?
If you laid down on the floor and changed laying down, yeah, you could theoretically.
You just need to take
But the carriage isn't that big, so you would have it would be very cramped.
I'm not gonna do that.
We could just stop somewhere. I don't know. Is there like a latrine somewhere or something?
There's some taverns, I suppose.
I
Or
have an idea.
I
Okay.
need to use the restroom real fast. I'll be right back.
Okay.
That's actually my idea.
Out of game.
I direct Fury to bring the carriage to the closest house, and
She looks at you with high suspicion, but does what she's told.
I go up to the house with my dress thing, and I knock on the door.
not.
I'm gonna pee real quick too.
The door opens and it's a woman who's dressed nicely. She is human, blonde hair, blue eyes, and she says, "Can I help you?"
Yes, I am a traveler on the roads, and I want to ask you a large favor that would help me dearly, but might be only a mild inconvenience for you. May I use your washroom?
Roll for your, roll for persuasion.
Gladly.
God, I'm actually disgusted. This might actually work.
You never just asked a random person to use the restroom?
18.
That's pretty good.
She looks you up and down. Sees a dress in one arm and leather armor on you, and you're asking. You say you're a traveler looking for a restroom. Uh, I guess she's naive as fuck. And she says, "Well, okay. I suppose I love hosting people." And for her, this is, I guess, this is an opportunity for her to show off her grand house. She says, "Oh, come in," and she like struts out and she waves her hand to show you the living room, and she says, and you notice that everything's very ornate and luxurious.
I ask her her name and pretend to be interested in everything.
She says, "Oh, my name is Stephanie."
Well, Stephanie, you have quite the loveliest home, and you must have a home to envy everyone else's, quite frankly.
"Oh, well, that's very kind of you to say." She says, "Oh, well, the washroom is right this way." And she directs you to the half bath downstairs.
I go to the half bath and I change out of my leathers into my dress.
Okay. The dress does fit you.
Can you get a description of the clothes? Are they just like common random clothes?
So it's the kind of the kind of dress you would probably wear to church, you know. Um, Not too high, not but it doesn't drag on the floor either. It's modest but pretty. It's
Okay.
black and white in color.
Okay. I after dressing, I thank my hostess and
She says.
compliment her again more.
She says, "Of course, of course. It's a pleasure to help."
And I say, I will not take any more of your time, and I depart.
The door gently shuts behind you. So for the rest of you out in the cart parked outside, you just see Wilhelmina kindly waving goodbye to a woman as she walks down the driveway toward the carriage.
Oh.
As she's wearing a dress.
Oh, okay. Quite fitting for you, Wilhelmina.
Thank you.
You just hear the click, clack, click, clack of the heels that just so happen to come with the dress. Your DC is reduced to
DC?
or AC. Your AC is reduced to 10.
Okay.
And your speed with the high heels is decreased by by half.
Where's my speed? You mean like my dex modifier?
No, your speed.
There
So
should be a speed underneath here somewhere.
Oh, I see. Walking speed.
yeah, your speed's cut in half with the heels.
Damn.
Okay.
Unless you're proficient in heels. But you're not a hoe or a lady of the night, so.
I'd argue I have thieves' tools proficiency.
Well, you are a shady character. I don't know. Roll to see how good you are at heels.
Roll to see how shady you are.
What's the modifier?
I'll say No, dexterity.
Yeah, I was about to say Dex.
Uh,
Uh,
wouldn't it be just d20?
yeah, no, it's doing that for an effect. But I guess the bot freaked out.
Bot's like, what the fuck does that mean?
6.
6.
Ah, you're always wearing functional wear. You don't attend many fancy gatherings like you did in your younger days. It's been too long. Your ankles are old and have aged.
Excuse me.
Your feet can't take it like they used to. You're a bit clumsy. And these are stunning heels. They're like 5-6 inch heels.
Jesus.
What is it? Louboutin? I don't know how to say it. I don't like
Gucci.
heels. Gucci.
Yeah, so you see Wilhelmina strut out in her heels, but she looks a bit clumsy in them.
I get down to help her the rest of the way and to get onto the carriage.
Okay, you've been loaded onto the carriage.
What a gallant knight.
Oh, thank you.
Who else are we missing?
Chris hasn't come back.
Person's taking a shit.
I thought you went to go pee.
I went to pee. I'm taking
I
a shit.
took a faster pee. And I'm a girl.
Is he a man?
Or is he a woman?
Have you ever heard of a tactical turd?
No.
It's where you poo really fast.
All right, let's see here. Impatient always says, "Love you, bye. I love you, babe." Abel has actually stopped by the chat and says D&D. Ooh, yeah, D&D's afoot. You missed the carriage chase. That was pretty hype.
That was pretty hype.
Pretty great.
If I have the browser muted but your chat's not muted, does it count the view?
I don't know.
That's the greatest pirate I've ever seen.
I'm gonna unmute the browser and see if it'll count and give you the vote now.
I suppose I could look, couldn't I?
I think so.
Prince Arden is under moderators. I see you here.
Okay. So what happens if I mean, it takes a while to update, but I'm gonna mute the chat or mute
Filthy
the
casual.
Because I do this with everybody. Like, you were playing Witcher earlier, right, Cheyenne, or was that yesterday?
She was playing earlier today.
Earlier, yeah, I had her stream up, and I was just like mute browser as I
Okay.
watch on YouTube.
So we're waiting for Chris before you proceed?
Yes.
Yeah.
While we're speaking out of character, so apparently I didn't equip my armor. Everybody should go to their equipment and make sure
Yup.
to check it.
Mine is checked. That's why I'm at an 18.
Yeah, make sure to check that your armor is actually equipped.
Yup.
Otherwise, it will not add to your AC.
Oh.
Yup. And if you have any other, like, let's say you have equipment that you, like, for example, even though I have a double bladed scimitar, I also have a rapier and a shield, and the shield also gives me 2 AC.
Wait, so what's your AC without the armor, Joseph?
10.
Oh, okay.
Mine's 13.
I'm a good guesser.
No, you're good. I would also like to note that Wilhelmina is such a shady character. I have 3 daggers.
My God.
I started with 3 daggers.
Wow.
I'm just that kind of gal.
Wow.
And I also have a small knife, but that's a utility, allegedly.
Allegedly. Okay. Man, it'd be weird. I really wanted to stream, but I'm like working on emotes for my Twitch, and I'm like, how can I put this under art? Well, I did it yesterday, but I was drawing Fury, so it kind of worked. But now I'm just drawing chickens, and I'm like, how do I do that, but also still be able to do D&D?
Chicken?
Chicken. Yeah, I'm drawing little chickies.
Okay, so we're just waiting on Chris to get back?
Yeah. Should we be exporting our character sheets to you, Quentin?
Sure.
So Quentin, how come you don't have any um little emotes or
Because I'm not an artist, nor have I hired one.
just do
Imagine
it?
hiring an artist.
Yeah, I hired Roman.
Yeah, Roman did good.
I can't afford to keep hiring artists, so I'm just gonna have to draw myself. Fine, I'll do it myself.
I have that anime character I was working on for you, Joseph.
Oh, perfect.
Why should you just share it as a PDF?
Who shared it as a PDF?
I don't know.
Oh,
Just copy the link.
No.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, you can export it like you're gonna play real D&D, so we can go in like person with our character sheets.
Oof.
I'm just saying. Okay.
Where the fuck is Chris?
Did he die on the toilet?
probably.
Oh.
Oh, let me like DM him.
Like, should you text him on his phone?
Hurry up, poopy boy. There you go. It's a PNG, I swear. You lie.
What?
I'm gonna text Chris as well.
Yes.
Up, poopy boy. I hope he doesn't then that epic gamer move where he mutes his mic.
Alright. Like, oopsie poopsie, I muted my mic, you likey.
I don't ever want to hear that again.
Oopsie poopsie, I stole a cart.
Hey, you have no proof.
Are you in? Get the hell out of Overwatch. Get the hell out of Overwatch, Cheyenne. I will beat you.
I'm just waiting. This is just
My God, Cheyenne.
what?
I mean, I've been drawing this entire time.
Yeah.
You haven't been invested in conversation?
No.
Bruh.
What does that say?
Look, I got a Twitch channel to run, man. Don't you know? I just became affiliated.
Yeah, she's gotta stream more.
Oh, I know. Which is gonna become hard once classes start.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be.
Because right now it's pretty okay since my hours at work are little, but oof. And I work.
Yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum.
Damn, that was a big ass pee.
It wasn't pee.
It was blood. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So what do you do?
I have changed. Does anybody else need to do anything else before we approach the gate?
Can I look at the or investigate? No, not necessarily investigate, but I just want to look at what we have in the trunk.
Yes, let's take inventory of actually all our crap.
Where have you been, bitch? You poopy pants.
Yeah.
You have 10 rations of food. 3 outfits of common clothes. The dress, obviously. Some scented candles. And and some anime scroll art.
It's an anime scroll art. What year is it?
What is on the scroll?
It's of a of 2 tsundere characters who are from a very famous anime of this time.
Tsundere. Male or female?
A female,
Or
of course.
ambiguous.
Very female.
Wait. Are we anime waifus?
I'd argue yes. I think with this, we should be good to go. Uh, Fury, if you can take us there.
I direct the horse to go.
I direct Fury. Fury directs the horse.
Clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop. So you're approaching the central district? Is that where you're going?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. As we're going, I would like to do small chat with Wilhelmina. And exactly what is your plan that we will be able to do central?
Well, to be honest, I haven't really thought that far.
Oh my gosh! Please think right now.
Okay. So I was thinking, we go to this Justice Department, and I think we should just have a talk. Just talking with people. Nothing interrogating, just legitimately finding out more information about how this Justice Department works. And seeing if we can possibly enlist into the Justice Department.
And the Justice Department's in Central, correct? That's out
Yes.
of. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Maybe there's a possibility to play both sides into this.
I do hope so because these people do need change, and Fury continues the cart.
Okay. So you approach a grand set of gates. Not like the urchin gate or the middle class gate, but many times the size and much more ornate. With large metal gates that are closed. There's at least 6 guards posted on each side and a dog. As you approach, there's a line of them standing in front of the gate, much like the British, much like those like British statue people who just like guard the palace. All of them armed with spears. One of them, who is the leader, steps forward, who is actually an officer, and they say, "Halt!"
I hold the card before him.
State your proof of business.
I am here on my pilgrimage to visit each of the temples within my faith of what was it called?
It's only your faith,
Hold on.
Paladin.
Within my faith to the god of life, and she shows him the symbol that is engraved within her chest.
Okay. Roll for deception.
Do we all have to?
No, just the driver. 16.
Man, that's a shit roll. 5? Wow.
He says, "Well, we're gonna need a writ from the church head priest here in Allegheny District, or from the head of the international church, to prove that you have business here in this district."
That's all of it.
Although, as we would have that proof, unfortunately we cannot provide that. You see, we are on an emergency task to bring necessary goods to those in need. So, unfortunately, we were not able to get this writ due to the timeliness of this event.
Roll.
Deception?
Yeah. Fairly convincing. The officer looks toward the woman in a dress, and And he says, well, policy requires that you have some form of official document to allow you passage. If it really was a dire circumstance, then we will have to fetch the high priest here of this church to personally grant you access.
Is there
So
any way that you can provide a temporary access?
that is outside of my power. My job is simply to let documentation through and to keep others out.
Well, surely we can keep everybody waiting here all day to get a singular priest. You know where our business is. Surely we can go through and you can check back with us once we get to the temple.
Are you going to roll to persuade?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna do if they actually do fetch the priest.
What are you gonna do?
You'll see if we have to get there.
He says, well, if you're in such a hurry, I will personally escort you to the church, and I will personally have the priest speak with you there.
Great.
If
Wonderful.
you are lying, you will be arrested.
I see no problem with that.
All right. The gates open, and he hops on a horse and begins to lead you in.
And we're gonna go talk to the highest priest, correct?
Yeah, this is like an archbishop of the church.
Good. Good. as I wriggle my fingers.
The gates slowly close behind you as you enter. At this point, it's not even residential. There's a huge palace beyond you, and around it's very much like the Garden of Versailles. With mansions very sparsely populated here and there, with many acres called to each of them. No need for walls or fences or such tacky materials. They prefer to use garden beds, hedges, and rivers and streams to divide the land. You guys are led down a fine pathway of brick as opposed to cobblestone before. And you're led to what looks like a grand Gothic-like church. You're led up to the front doors, which are quite large, and some guards open the doors for you, and the officer steps down and asks that you follow him on foot. They stroll in into the church, past the pews and everything. He approaches one of the priests and he asks for their top supervisor, or the top of the head of the clergy, to come down and speak on an urgent matter. Not before long, an old man who actually, despite his age and gray hair, looks quite built and has some scars on him. He walks down the aisle and approaches you all. And he bows and he says, "Is there something I can help you with, officer?" And he eyes that the paladin before him. The officer says, "Yes, this cohort of people led by this paladin claim to have business with your church, and they have apparently an urgent delivery to make and did not have time to acquire documentation from you to have this job done. I just need to confirm with you that this is with your graces. And the Archbishop looks you up and down, and he says, "I don't recall personally making a agreement to have a shipment arrive for supplies."
That's Fury raises her hand slightly and says, "If I may talk with you in private, sir." And she does the highest formal bow that they have within the temples.
Try to make a persuasion
Persuasion.
at advantage because of your formality.
Okay. Advantage. What does that do again?
You roll twice and take the higher number.
Okay. All right, 25 it is.
Okay. The priest looks at you, appealing to him, and he looks curious, and he says, "Officer, everything is fine here. Please proceed back to your post." The officer says, "Are you sure?" And he says, "Yes, yes, go ahead." So the officer strides out, and the Archbishop looks at Fury and asks, "What is the meaning of this?"
We are here to help the people within each of these districts. On my, what is it called? Patronage? What?
Pilgrimage.
Pilgrimage. On my pilgrimage to visit each of the temples that I have been sent on, I have seen the suffrage of this people. And I have come to see exactly what the highest formality that the church is giving to the people within our faith.
The highest formality?
Not formality. Like what they're exactly doing to help the people, seeing as how each of this central district alone could help those in the lower classes.
Well, for starters, the government taxes quite heavily here, and it's putting a lot of economic hardship on our people. Our church is a powerful entity that is capable of counterbalancing the work being done by the government. We collect tithes from the people here in the Allaglade district and from the Northern Ardent district, and we redistribute that money into programs and donations to those who are in the Urchin district and even the middle class district. So the church accepts the good faith and goodwill of the wealthy here and graciously distributes it to those who need it.
And yet I see the suffrage continue even though you should be giving it to those that do need it.
Well, it's a simple math equation. How much money is being taken out of the people versus how much is the church generating? We can't cover everything. There's too many people in need. We do what we can, but the more we thin out, the less help we give to each individual.
Fury turns to look at Wilhelmina.
Cynicism does well in the church, I see.
Well, did you come simply to inquire what we're doing to help the people?
Yes, and to see what government is doing other than just giving money. If they're just giving money, then they surely could offer more if they just continue to take from those that have to help
Well,
the lower.
he says it is not the church's place to interfere in politics.
It is not the church's place to interfere with politics, but it is the church's place to help those that come that are in need. And at that point, hoping that this high bishop is, of course, one that has been able to talk with her God, she continues talking in celestial, which is the voice of the gods, and she says, "Our God is not happy with what is happening here, and I was sent here not only to protect my champion, but for this champion um, be to have great achievements in her quest to help those in need."
Hmm. The bishop kind of looks at you and says, I'm sympathetic to your passion and loyalty to our line of work, but you also must know that we live in society and we all have a place, and this is not yours.
Ooh, we live in this society.
Oh, Bishop! Bishop. Fury looks to Wilhelmina. Have you gotten what we need here?
I think we will need to reside in this district for a while longer.
The archbishop says, well, your business here is not of official business. I see no reason why I should house you any longer. I feel like I should send you on your way. Back to the whatever district you came from.
Oh shit.
This matter is not a legal or a physical matter. This matter is something more. It is a holy matter. And I think our work here will prove self-evident in that.
The archbishop looks at you very concerned and he says, the power of the church is great here, and we operate with good reputation under the graces of the government, which gives us land and tax benefits and allows us to operate in the city, and without us here, no one can help the people. If the government forces us out, there's nothing left. We have to stay in the government's good graces at the time being. And if you are going to... When you bear that sigil on your armor, you represent our church and our faith. And I can't allow you to risk tarnishing that good grace.
What if we sought to promote the church's position in the government? Not counter to the church's objective, but in assistance.
He says, well, there's reasons why we haven't done that.
Such as?
You are not of a position to know that information.
Is there any way we can get even temporary access to this district for at least a day?
You would have to roll for persuasion.
When I'm gonna give him. Give me a sec. I'm trying to. I was just reading all of my spells. Oh shit, boy.
Oof.
Wait, give me a sec. Hold on.
What was your roll for? Oh, persuasion?
Yeah. That you said you had to roll for persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
I
The-
think
I'm going to actually bless Joseph and give him allow him to do a D4 roll and add that number to the roll that he just got.
Okay.
I assume this is a paladin ability, right?
Yes.
So 16.
Roll to cast it without being noticed.
Without being noticed?
Yeah, stealth check. You're gonna have to cast this ability without being noticed.
It's a concentration one. It doesn't need to be casted.
Well,
It can be like
on the notes of the spell, does it say like B or S or anything like that?
yes.
Which one does it say?
Ah shit. Give me a second.
Because if it's V, it's verbal. You'd have to cast it without him hearing, being right in front of him.
Oh my god.
Like, if there's any hand movement or like verbal
No,
or.
it's just talking. She can talk.
So it's verbal.
Yeah, it's verbal.
So what did you say? Or like you cast the spell with using verbal?
Yeah.
So
I cast the spell, and Kiri says, oh God that has sent me down to this earth to guide your champion, allow her to gain strength with your strength. And then I'm gonna roll.
We're in the church, right?
yeah.
Is how many people are around?
There's priests and altar boys wandering around. There's probably like 5 other people in the area. What are you rolling for, Arden? Or Fury?
To use the spell.
Do you need a roll to use the spell?
No. You were asking
that what I
her to
need?
roll
Yeah, you told
for
me to roll.
verbal. She's like,
For
she's just
verbal.
trying to hide the fact she's saying the thing, right?
Oh,
What
okay.
would that be? What do you want me to roll then?
Just do a stealth check and see if you can do it unnoticed. So Wilhelmina steps forward and you just like very obviously fucking try to whisper this spell, which is a paladin spell and is known to the Archbishop. He knows exactly what you're doing, and he steps forward and he says, and he stops you mid spell and he says, "I'm gonna have to ask you to leave."
Whoa.
He motions over to one of the priests and he says, "Please fetch the guard for me." So the guards from outside the doors step in and approach you.
Are these guards hostile to us?
They're aggressive.
Okay, then.
Archbishop says,
Hold on, I'm looking. I'm reading something. Out of game. Or not out of game. Fury looks toward Wilhelmina. And what do you want us to do?
I'm not gonna say this in front of it. Okay. since we're just pausing it, I'm gonna use my message ability to point to everybody and tell everybody it's okay if we're escorted out. We can find another way in.
Jesus Christ. Okay, then I won't do what I'm gonna do
A
now.
more underground way.
Into the fucking sewers we go! Okay, Fury doesn't do anything then.
Okay. The guards show up and they say, "Come with us."
Alright, we're following the guards, I guess.
They lead you out, take you back to your carriage, and they have someone on horseback, an officer, escort you back to the northern Ardent district.
Is it the same officer?
No, it's a different one.
I start to scream.
Whoa.
I start
This
shrieking in pain.
roll for performance.
Oof. See how this goes.
It's that moment when a D&D campaign is
Well,
Lost my gun.
involved, and you kind of just stare blankly at what you're trying to say.
you start screaming and shrieking, and the horses get startled, and they're like, and the officer turns around, and he is like, is this some kind of like ploy? Is it for real? Is it like, what is this? Is this a joke? He's confused. He's confused.
I fall off the carriage and scream in pain and beg for help.
Oh my god.
He
I'm gonna stop the carriage.
he's unsure of what to do, so he stops the horse and he gets down and he slowly approaches, and he's like trying to inspect. He doesn't really know what's going on.
Wait, he's trying to inspect me?
Yeah.
Is he getting close to me?
Yeah, he's up close.
I use my spell Dominate Monster.
What does that mean?
I may attempt to beguile a creature I can see within range.
A
It
creature?
must succeed a wisdom saving throw.
Is a human considered a creature?
I don't know.
Can you look that up?
I would argue yes, but I think that is your call.
What is it? Wait, describe the spell again to me.
Basically, I'm trying to advancedly charm the creature. It's basically going to be following simple commands that I give it if I succeed, but it has to save a wisdom saving throw against my against me, my save
Yes,
DC.
humans are considered creature types.
Okay.
Who knows?
I'm gonna guess that's what it says here.
Oh shit. $13.
It was an 18.
Yep, human. Yep, there it is.
Okay, so you just turn around, yeah, and you like Palpatine him, and he goes, oh.
Did you just say you Palpatine?
Yeah, you Palpatine him, and he just,
Killing me.
and his eyes just suddenly glaze over, and he just stands there. He goes, "Are you all right?"
I say, thank you, young man. Thank you so much. And I give him the command. I don't need to say it. I could just have a telepathic link, and I could just say, "You are going to walk away now," and continue walking.
I'm going to walk away now and continue walking, and he turns around and starts walking through the gardens.
Through the
We
what?
should. The what?
I didn't hear him at the end. What?
He says, "I'm going to walk away now and keep walking," and he just turns around and starts walking through the flowers.
I tell the party we should go.
With or without the carriage?
Your call? I don't think we need a carriage.
I don't think we need it either.
All right, everybody, we are leaving.
We scatter.
No, I want the carriage though.
No, you shut your mouth.
I worked hard for that carriage.
I don't think you've done an ounce of work in your life.
Oh my god.
We are leaving this evidence.
Okay.
Evidence? How dare you suggest I did anything?
So where do you go?
I will have you know, I am the most upstanding citizen.
Luna, where should we go?
I think we should ditch it.
Ditch where?
Oh, go?
Yeah.
Maybe we can disguise ourselves? Somehow?
Okay. How?
Maybe we can purchase some clothes?
Okay.
Wink, wink, hurt, I say to you, and look away from the paladin.
I point and send a telepathic message. I like the way you think, but no.
Okay, this is at a game question. Quentin and not Quentin, Joseph and Luna have, and Cheyenne's characters have been in here, and they know places outside of the central, correct? Or do they know? Oh, okay, so they don't know where the fuck they're going.
They've never been in the Central before.
I see. Okay. Okay, we can go back to.
Is there obvious stores?
There's like a very small kind of like villagey looking market. You know, it's quite quaint, quite cute, quite whimsical. But there's some shops, like a small street of shops.
We should grace one of these shops then. Let us go.
It's very boutique-y.
Yes.
Okay.
So we enter?
So you enter the street. Practically no guards. You figure that most of the guards are all at the entrance and at the palace, but the nobles don't, or they feel quite safe, and they don't want to. You know, it's an eyesore to have guards standing around. You walk around through the boutiques, and yeah, there's some clothing shops and some magic shops. There's like there's like a cute little like bookstore library and stuff. What are you looking for?
Is there a shop that sells uniforms?
Uniforms?
Like workers' uniforms.
Not in this district.
You know what? Let's get some upper class clothes.
Okay.
Pretend like we're nobles or some shit.
Very good.
All
I
right.
agree.
You approach a women's fashion boutique, and they have very fashionable, custom-made designer clothing that is made of fine silks, rare dyes, jewelry of rare value, things of that nature.
Hello.
An elven woman looks up and she goes, "Oh, hello!" And she stands up and she elegantly walks towards you with high heels and holds out her hand for a gentle handshake.
I shake her hand.
She says, "Lovely to meet you. Your names?"
I give my real name.
Wilhelmina. She says, "Oh, yes."
No, go on. I was
Okay.
out of my mouth as I was thinking it.
She says, "My name is Elandria. I'll be helping you, and I will be your stylist today."
All four of us need some sort of matching outfit that could really pop out.
Oh, well, you want to be noticeable, but as a court, you're saying.
Yes.
Is it for a particular event?
No.
Well, we're not quite familiar with this area. We've just recently visiting some of the delegations. Is there any event that you know of?
Well, it's a bit off-putting to her that you wouldn't be familiar with high society and you're here in her shop. Go ahead and roll charisma to see if you can convince her that.
You're cutting out.
Oh my god.
Is it a charisma saving throw?
No, just roll charisma to put her at ease and act as if you belong here.
Aye.
Okay, yeah, she's cool. So to answer your question, she says, "Oh well, we have festivals, galas, banquets, luncheons, things of that nature, promenades, palace balls, the like."
Oh my
And
God.
what about some of the function? What about some of the more legal types? What do they do?
The legal types, well, they usually reside in the Ardent district up north.
Excuse me.
Yeah, most lawyers and judges and legal types work in the north.
So, if I'm to understand you, the Justice Department would be in the Northern District.
Well, no. So, the Justice Department, as you understand it, is referred to as the Office of the High Richter and the Office of the Lawmaster, which is separate from the Justice Department operations. So Darius told you that he believes that the people he suspects are high office holders of the Justice Department, but not necessarily search through the offices, the general offices of the Justice Department.
Okay, so out of game, basically. Actually, I don't know. Never mind.
So the High Richter has his office is kind of his own estate, in a way. It's privately owned. It's his personal office. He doesn't have lawyers and judges or anything there. Same thing with the Lawmaster. They all have their own estates.
I think we would just need some walking around clothes. It would be.
Okay. She says, so you're just looking for fashionable outfits? Are you still wanting to match?
Yes.
Okay. Well, she looks at your dress and she says, as lovely as it is, I'm sure we can find something more fitted to you. She says, follow me. And after about an hour of sorting through matching and mismatched clothes and jewelry and apparel, she finally designs some high fashion, great looking outfits for you. You look fantastic. In the dressing rooms, which are separated by velvet curtains. It's time for you to check out. You each have your outfits. She walks over to the place where you would cash out and implies, time to make the transaction.
What's the transaction?
How much is it?
So it's about 40 gold pieces per outfit.
Oh, okay.
I give the
I do a huddle. Do we have 40 gold?
No.
Yeah.
I have to.
No.
I have 40 gold.
40 gold.
I do not.
You don't have 40 gold?
No.
Are you trying to deceive me?
No.
Can I roll insight and see if he's trying to deceive me?
Yes, you can.
She, by the way. Thank you.
She. No.
Question.
You,
Wait.
you have a hard time telling, but you don't want to make a scene in here and act like you don't have money.
Well, I'm gonna pay for my dress at least.
Okay, so Luna goes up and puts a sack of gold in, and she hands you back your clothes.
How much do you need?
Can I go for my
Luna, your AC is 10, and your charisma has a modifier of +3.
Hildegard, how much do you need?
40.
Well, that's a shame because I don't have 40.
You know what? No, I heard the gold earlier when we were getting into the carriage. I literally look at fucking Hilda?
Yeah, passive perception 17. You heard that. You felt you could see the bulge in his pants, and it wasn't a penis. Or in her pants, and it wasn't a huge clit.
I look at her, and like not loud enough for since we're in the outfits now. I don't have my helmet on, so you can fucking clearly hear me. But not loud enough for the lady to hear. I tell her, you better fork over the 40 gold right now. And I'm going to, what would that be? Intimidate, I guess?
Yeah, that'd be intimidation.
Okay.
I'm gonna fork over my 40 gold.
All right, you cash out. You. Would you like to change?
No. I mean, yes. Yes, please.
Add another 3 to your charisma modifier.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
I don't...
You already have a lot, I understand, but now you're fantastic.
Quentin, may I, since I'm doing this to Hilda, may I also do Divine Favor? It empowers me to give my rolls a extra d4.
Okay.
Roll deception.
Are you gonna roll?
It's a verbal. No, this one's a verbal.
Okay, so you have to cast a spell verbally.
Yeah, I have to cast a spell. All I say is, God, give me strength to give.
to beat someone's ass.
To basically put this person in their place, kinda. And then I'm gonna roll.
In my
and,
place, ooh woo.
I'm gonna roll and add whatever the fuck I need to do. Look, I don't know how to spell. Intimidation. Do I need to actually roll the d4?
No, you're fine. Well, I mean, Hildegard can do a wisdom saving throw? Because it's not insight to see through intimidation, right?
No, it would have to be a saving throw if they're trying to go against mine.
Or a wisdom roll.
Would he still get a +3 to his saving
No,
throw?
now that he is not a friendly person to me, no. He does not.
So Hildegard, go ahead and
She does not.
Hildegard, go ahead and defend yourself from the intimidation.
So a 30.
That's wisdom, right?
Yeah, it's wisdom.
Yep.
Ripperoonie.
Whoa.
Ripperoonie.
Damn, that fucking sucks. Okay.
It's not on your side today, Hilda.
You actually are scared underneath the fury of fury. And
Had enough today.
and you feel inclined to fork up the goods. Or at least what goods you have.
What if I told you I legit did not have 40 gold?
Well, we
What
can
do you
help you
mean?
pay for the rest.
Well, you do have the 25 though, and you were hiding all of it.
You have at least 25. Actually, I have 40. I have exactly 40. Fine. Goddamn.
He pulls out a sack of 40 gold.
She...
Or fuck. Oh, she pulls.
It's Girl Squad, idiot.
I know. I'm just.
Girls.
That's girl.
God. It would help me if you just always had a girl accent.
You mean voice. Girls don't have accents.
Well, girls can have accents. There's many different kinds.
Shut up,
Yeah, you got the butch, you got the girly girl.
The Valley
You
Girl?
sound like a girl.
Valley Girl.
That's not.
I
That's
don't know.
not
Try to
our
sound.
Anyway, okay. So you all put up your 40 gold.
Yes, sir. Let me fix that in my equipment.
Cha-ching! All of you walk out feeling +3 charisma hotter.
I mean, you could just steal some more gold.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, your sleight of hand, your sleight of hand. What was it that they used?
Sleight
Sleight of
of
hand.
hand.
So of course, slow motion. It's a sunny day. The sun is very bright. In slow motion, all of you walk out in like a fucking what do you call it? Desperate Housewives like intro scene, where all of you walk out and you're all in
That's such a gay reference.
elaborate dresses, done up hair, jewelry, large and
Time to get our hair done.
large and gaudy jewelry around your necks, big gold bracelets, or fake gold bracelets. They're not that nice. You couldn't afford the real thing. And
Excuse me, we already have our real.
stunning high heels and the works.
Did you just say high heels?
Yes.
Oh fuck. Oh no.
Oh yeah. How many of you are good at using? All of you get half speed.
I can dress real fun as long as you guys give me things.
If Buttery can make a character.
Anyway, I'm not good at it at all.
Where are you putting your armor, Fury? Where are all of you putting your clothes? I guess.
Technically, I have a
Do you want to drop it off in the carriage?
No.
I think we abandoned the carriage.
Wait, so you have a backpack on your dress?
Yes.
Okay, this is fine. You know what? Let's pretend. Okay, I'm just gonna turn my eyes to this. Okay. Because I don't know how we're gonna make this happen.
Are we going to go to like some fucking ball or something?
You don't have a fucking pocket or a bag of holding. So,
Can we buy a slave and the slave carries everything?
well, if you.
I actually can get a guardian for us to carry everything.
Oh my gosh.
Pickpocket the nearest gold nobleman.
Oh my god.
There's a man very amiably speaking with another man, just casual conversation off to the side of the road. Roll for stealth.
Wow, I just noticed my AC went down to a fucking 11. No!
Hold up, just give me a second here.
Hope we don't get into a fight.
Wow. Wow.
Jesus.
Okay, you see this stunning, beautiful woman get down into a crouched position in her heels and click clack click clack click clack up behind this guy, and she starts rifling in his pockets. Roll for sleight of hand.
Oh my god.
30. You reach down into his pocket and pull out a handful of what feels like coins.
Oh my god.
And you manage to stealth back to the group. And when you open your hand, you realize that you've grabbed 10 platinum.
Oh shit.
Come up to see me sometime.
Oh,
Woo. It's 10 gold equals 1 platinum.
so you got 100 gold?
Yeah.
Damn. You
10
rolling.
gold equals 1 platinum.
Yeah. So it's got about 100 gold now.
Wow, you have the same as me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck you get all that gold.
God sent me down with it. And then you paid me.
I'm sorry. Can the church, can the bank of God give me a fucking deposit?
I need to clip this. Give me a second.
Wait.
We're just gonna have like.
How much gold do you have?
I have 30.
Please tell me you clipped that one the first time that I that Hildy pickpocketed.
Yes, I think that's already in the Twitch clips.
Okay.
God, I hope so. That was good.
Okay. Group huddle. Group huddle. Group huddle.
Okay.
Um,
How much gold do you have?
32.
Oh.
Sorry, what I was clipping. I couldn't hear anything.
Okay. Group huddle. Group huddle. Group huddle.
Uh-huh.
Okay, ladies. What do you think is our next course of action? Because we're here. We're not supposed to be here. We abandoned the cart, but we could go back for it. So,
We could go back for it, but also I believe that the ladies within this district wouldn't be driving around their own cars.
Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
And also, wouldn't the people be looking for that cart, seeing as how they knew we came in it?
Yep.
So, going back for the
So
cart.
let's steal another cart.
You
I mean,
stole
what?
the cart?
Oof.
I like your energy, but not now.
Freudian slip. That was God saying that to you.
Oh my god. Literally, that's what Fury says. Oh my god. So, this is out of game. Now we're just trying to get into the higher, not
I-
higher.
Hold on. I might just have to ask for this game to be stopped because I'm gonna have to like bring back all my notes about like what departments am I going after?
I know. I'm like, wait. I need to go look.
The High Richter and the Lawmaster.
Okay, High Richter and.
So the High Richter, the Liberators, have said that they suspect that the High Richter is hiding and like slipping cases away hidden underneath the fridge. Like he's killing cases that should be seen by the Lawmaster. And you need to have a look at what these cases are.
And so, is that what Dryce is also having us look for?
Well, Duressfall figured that it was someone in justice. He didn't know if it was the Lawmaster, or the High Richter, or the guard, or if it was a lawyer, or who knows.
So Dryce is looking for people who are buying these like magical tomes, right?
Yeah.
And the Liberators are trying to see why the High Richter is killing these cases.
Yes.
And they're trying to find a motivation.
Yes.
Are these magical tomes good and evil?
You wouldn't know.
No.
I
I wouldn't
I
know,
could
but I
find
can
out.
feel it. I can feel it. Remember?
Well, you have to be within a. You'd have to actively search for them, and you would also need to be in a certain range of them.
And what's the range for you? Because mine's 60 feet.
It's probably
So
about 60.
Okay. So would I detect it when we get closer? Well, because that's a thing that I have. It's
Detect evil or
it's a
something.
class feature that just comes with me. So yeah, it's divine sense. I can detect good and evil.
Well, when you get to the if you approach where do you want to search? Because it's not just like a totally 100% passive thing. It's like something you have to activate.
Well, no, I don't want to search right now. But it's just something that I would want to know. Like, is that a thing that would happen?
Yeah, you if you activated it and you were searching and you found something, you would know.
Okay, that's all I was asking.
Yeah, it would work.
Do we know this, like, the bureaucracy of the High Richter?
The bureaucracy?
Like, is it just one guy who handles all the cases in the Empire?
In the city.
Oh. So he's the judge.
He is kind of. The Lawmaster is like the highest judge, but he is kind of like the what's the term for the court beneath Supreme Court?
Oh, like a lower judge?
He's one below the Supreme Court, basically. And his job is to filter what goes to the Supreme Court and what doesn't deserve that kind of attention.
Okay. Okay.
I'm getting.
Yeah,
So.
I think we might want to stop it here just because I'm like, I'm just trying to like.
We can take a break.
Well, no, because I gotta go to bed in a bit.
For work. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude,
Is,
work.
is it okay if we stopped here and started tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't suppose why not.
Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not interrupting any action here, so.
Yeah, no, because I had already paused.
Okay, Lawmaster, the Richter, Judge,
Let me put in notes that we ended.
lower Judge of City.
I don't have time on the ramen.
Fine. Is buying or has tome of magic or Drice. Libs need find Y.H. Richter is killing cases. Alright. Chaotic neutral, thank you, very cool. Alignment neutral. Thinking emoji.
Thinking emoji. I'm a fucking lawful good. And I'm fucking with a band of ruffians.
Okay, I just want to throw this out there. My character is evil neutral, but my character has one real like connection
I need to take my pill.
to it. I won't betray my group. So I may be evil, but I'm not gonna be a dick to my group.
Good.
Please don't.
So, Fury, you lied to the Archbishop of your church.
Oh.
Naughty
Oh, you
girl.
going to hell.
Naughty girl.
Oh, you going to hell.
God has told me to do what must be done. I did what must be done.
You lied to the guard.
Technically, I didn't lie to the guard because I did say truth that I was in. I was sent here for Wilhelmina, so technically I did.
Well, it sounds like a half-truth. I was here sent on a mission from the church to deliver these goods, so... I don't know. Hello, little Chingao.
Yeah, why do you think Fury is literally gonna, like, pour holy water over her face? Like, I'm sorry, God! You have sent me to help a fucking group of fucking...
Check your
That's
DM.
literally it.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, well, I can't install it now, but it looks very nice. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that, because let me see. How do I do that?
Calling me out for not.
Duplicate
Buddy.
No, fuck off!